Hello students. So we are moving towards the investment multiplier. As we have discussed and talked about the determination of income, output and employment, we have dealt some numericals based on the determination of income and output. Now it's time to move ahead. So before we proceed about the investment multiplier, first let me remind you the money multiplier, which you have discussed in the second unit, that is money and banking. What was that? To calculate the value of money multiplier, this was the formula for getting in 1 upon LRR. LRR is nothing but it was the combination of CRR and SLR, cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. So this 1 upon LRR decides the value of money multiplier, and after multiplying it with initial deposit, we came to know the total money creation. Higher the value of LRR, higher the money creation will be there in banking system. This we have discussed already. Suppose the LRR is 10%, then the money creation will be 10 times. If LRR will be 20%, the money creation will be 5 times. So higher the LRR, more money creation or credit creation will be there. So this all we have discussed. Now it's time to discuss the investment multiplier, which is our current topic, the investment multiplier. Now what is the meaning of investment multiplier? Investment multiplier is a factor by which we multiply the investment. Suppose we change investment, or firm change investment, and though we have assumed that investment is autonomous, but it has a tendency for periodic fluctuations. It can be changed with the rate of interest, it can be changed with the availability of credit, etc. So when investment change, consequently it will lead to the change in the level of income, output and employment, and they all together move in a same direction. So the change in output due to change in income becomes an amplified amount. So it becomes in the multiples of the investment. So let's see about the definition. So dear students, I have written the definition of multiplier over here. The multiplier is the number by which the change in investment must be multiplied in order to determine the resulting change in income output. So it is nothing but it is the number by which we multiply the change in investment. We multiplied it in order to determine the change in income and output. This change in income output is due to the initial change in the investment. So we denote investment multiplier with K. So investment multiplier K is the ratio. It is the ratio between change in income or delta Y. We denote change in income with delta Y. It is the ratio between change in income delta Y due to change in investment delta I. Symbolically we represent like this: K is equal to delta Y oblique delta I. This is the traditional formula for calculating investment multiplier. Though there are some other formulas, we will talk about them later on. First, I will clarify this concept, how it works with a hypothetical example. So first you pause the video to write it down. Now we take a hypothetical example. Suppose a consumption function of an economy, consumption function is C is equal to 100 plus 0.8y. This is consumption function, and investment is rupees 300 crore. Now find the level of equilibrium level of income. Find equilibrium level of income. So we know that while we have a solution of this, we will start like this, that we know that y is equal to C plus I. This is the equilibrium condition, you know already. So y is equal to, we put the value of C over here, 100 plus 0.8y, and plus I is also given, which is 300. Now we carry this y to the left hand side, and y minus 0.8y, simple calculation which you have done in while we were dealing with the numericals of determination of income and output. Then we add these together, it becomes 400. Then 0.2y is equal to 400, y is equal to 400 divided by 0.2, it becomes 2000. This is the equilibrium level of income of this economy. Now if this investment change, this autonomous investment change by the firm, and it is changed by delta I becomes 100. So new investment will be 400. So 400 now is the level of new investment. So when we calculate the equilibrium level of income with this 400, so now investment will become, now I bar is equal to 400. So then again we calculate the equilibrium level of income like this. Y is equal to, we put the consumption function over here, 100 plus 0.8y, plus now we put instead of 300 we put 400, because investment has been increased by 100. So then y minus 0.8y is equal to 500, 0.2y is equal to 500, and y is equal to 2500. Now you see the difference. When investment becomes 400, means it is changed by 100 only, and it will lead to the change in the level of income and output by 500. This is due to the investment multiplier, or it is the multiplier effect. We can also understand this effect of multiplier diagrammatically. First you pause the video and write it down, then I will explain the diagrammatic presentation. So learners, just see this diagram. this is the diagrammatic presentation of investment multiplier with consumption and investment approach. Here you see that point E1 is the level of equilibrium where aggregate demand AD1 intersect AS or aggregate supply curve at point E1. At this point, the output level of income employment and output level of income, the level of income, output and employment is OY1. Now what will happen if there is an increase in the level of investment? Autonomous investment increase, though we assume that investment is autonomous, but it doesn't mean that it is not increased. It has a periodic fluctuations. It can be increased with the availability of credit. It can be increased at a lower rate of interest, because rate of interest is the cost of investable items. If rate of interest will be less, then firms tend to invest more. So investment increase, and it will lead to the shift of aggregate demand curve upward, and it shifts from AD1 to AD2 and parallel to the AD1. Now what will happen? This gap is more than the required level of aggregate demand. So at this point, AD is greater than Y. Now what will happen? When AD will be greater than Y, then there will be the unplanned accumulation in the inventory of the firms. This we have discussed. Why the equilibrium condition is AD is equal to Y. This is the point where AD is equal to Y. This is the equilibrium point. And if AD shift upward, then this gap will be more than the AS. So AD is greater than AS over here. So there will be unplanned accumulation in the inventory of the firms. So producer will induced to produce more to fulfill this extra demand, and then when they produce more, the supply curve will shift upward, and now it will attain the new level of equilibrium at point E2, where the supply curve intersect this new demand curve at point E2, and now the new equilibrium level of income will be OY2. Now you see the change in investment is less than the change in income, and it is in the multiples of investment, and this is the effect of multiplier. Why it is more? Because when there is a change in the investment, it will lead to the multiples change in the level of income and output. Hence, this is due to the working of multiplier. This is how we can understand this investment multiplier. Now you can pause the video and write it down. Learners, we can also understand the functioning of multiplier with the saving and investment approach. Here you see the diagrammatic presentation of saving and investment. We know that at equilibrium level, S is equal to I. This is the equilibrium condition. So in figure, point E1 is the level of equilibrium where S curve intersect the investment curve, and at this level the equilibrium income will be OY1. Now if the investment change, so investment curve shifts upward parallelly, it becomes I2 from I1, and then what will happen? This excess amount is the level of investment, means at this level I is greater than S. Now what will happen when saving is less than investment? It means there is an extra demand in the market. Means it is the situation which is quite similar with when AD is greater than Y. What will happen? again there will be the unplanned accumulation in the inventory of the firms. The producers will induce to produce more, and then what will happen? These savings curve will move upward, and it will intersect the investment curve at point E2, and hence there will be the new equilibrium where saving and investment are equal to each other, and this is the change in investment. You see the change in investment is less than the change in income, because the multiplier effect is being implemented over here. That is why when we change investment, the income or output changes in multiples, and it is the multiple of investment. So this is how we can understand the functioning of multiplier with the diagrammatic presentation of consumption and investment approach, as well as the saving and investment approach. Thank you for watching.